Okay, this video is about pressure washers, specifically electric pressure washers. This is my Greenworks. It's a 2000 PSI pressure washer, and it says 1.2 GPM. This is not a bad pressure washer. I've had this pressure washer for several years. I use this pressure washer specifically for washing cars because I use the foam Canon method, where I put liquid in the Canon and then foam the entire vehicle using the pressure washer to do that. Now, not all pressure washers are created equal. First of all, this says 2000 PSI. That is not working pressure, and all of your pressure washers are going to say something like 2000 PSI, 2500 PSI, 3000 PSI. That is not your working pressure. That is the pressure that when you're working, when you're spraying, when you release, there's a surge of pressure. And that surges the gauge up to 2000 PSI for this machine. That is where they get the 2000 PSI. That is a max per square inch pressure. Also, it's 1.2 GPM, gallons per minute. Probably not going to get 1.2 gallons per minute. That's a peak flow rate. That is not working flow. Now, why is that important? Okay, so for those of you that don't understand, the 2000 PSI is what knocks things loose. That is your pressure to your PSI is what generally breaks things free. Your 1.2 GPM, or your gallons per minute, that's your flow rate. That's what washes the stuff away that is broken off from the pounds per square inch pressure. None of these pressure washers actually run in what they say here. This is peak. This is not working pressure. All right, so this has been a pretty good little car wash. It came with a couple of different it's got a 25 degree and a 40 degree. I use the 40 degree most. And then it's got this turbo here. I use that sometimes for my driveway. I don't have the soap one. I lost that a long time ago. I don't use it anyway because I use a foam cannon with this pressure washer. Okay, but here's where pressure washers are not created equal. Again, this has been a decent little pressure washer, and I've used it for many years. Haven't really gotten the foam out of it that I wanted. Even using I use the Chemical Guys snow foam, and that's good stuff, and it does foam up well. And we're going to show you a video clip of this machine in action, and then we're going to show you our new pressure washer, because this machine is starting to get old. It's starting to get funky. I think all these electric pressure washers are good for like 1,000 or 2,000 washes or whatever. Most people never get there because they only wash their vehicle maybe once a month or so. So most people don't ever get to the life of these vehicles. I wash my cars frequently, sometimes a couple of every other week, like a couple of times a month. And so I've had this for a long time, and it's just basically worn out. I'm not complaining against this machine at all, other than the fact that it really doesn't have the flow rate that I need in order to generate the foam that I'm looking for. We're going to show you this machine in action in another video. But right now we're doing a comparison on pressure washers. So these machines, these big box machines, I bought this at Lowe's, and these big box machines typically have what's called an M22 by 14 connector. Now let me show you what that is. That's this hose right here. That's this connection right here. Okay, this is an M22, meaning the threads are 22. By 14, this is a 14-inch hole here. okay? And most of your big box stores come with the M2214 connector. There are a few pressure washers like this one here. This is my new Active. This is the Active V52 1800 PSI pressure washer. This pressure washer uses an M22 by 15 connector on the hose right here. This is an M15 by 22, an M22 by 15 connector versus the 14. Okay, and I'm waiting because I've got an upgraded. I'm going to upgrade this hose. I've got a longer hose coming. I'm going to buy the. I've already bought the Uberflex hose. We're going to do a video on that as well. Because there's nothing really wrong with this hose. This is a really good hose and good on active for doing this. This is a great hose, but it's just too short. So I think it's like 15 feet or something like that. It's very short. So I'm going to upgrade to the Uberflex hose, which is 50 feet. And we'll do a video on that when that comes. All right, so on this pressure washer, you have your standard hose connector, all right, for any hose. I'm also waiting on an upgraded, what they call a quick disconnect or QD kit, where I'm going to make this whole machine quick disconnect. So all of the connections are QD. Even the hose here will be quick disconnect. All right, so on this side of the machine, you'll see this. Well, this is a reducer that comes with this pressure washer because as it comes, this is designed for an M2215 connector, okay? I have this reducer that came with this pressure washer, and this is a reducer to go from M2215 to M2214, right? That's key to what we're doing here because the foam cannon that I'm going to be using uses an M2214 connector. So it wouldn't work with this unless I had this reducer and reduced it down to the M2214 connector. It comes with this pressure washer, okay? So using this pressure washer with this reducer, you can use this hose, okay, from the big box store. You could go over and buy one. But this hose is also worn, and it's also not long enough to do what I'm looking for. So I have the Uberflex hose coming. So you have your standard wand extension with your wand down there. Over here is a little foam cannon. This thing is probably won't get much foam. We'll run a test on it, but I'm not expecting this to produce a lot of foam. Not because there's anything wrong with it, but you also have to take into consideration your orifices, which are these guys, okay? We'll talk about that here in a minute. All right, nice long hose wrapped up on here. The other part of the hose is right here. This is never going to get used on this machine. Why? Well, let me show you. Okay, this is a snubby. So what this will do is this will connect directly via quick disconnect to the Uberflex hose. And then this will connect here via the quick disconnect. And then I have a proper foam cannon setup. This is the Chemical Guys big mouth flow. And instead of putting it on the end of a long wand like this and all that weight out here, that's why I won't be using this setup because we're going to be using the snubby. So everything is right here in the hand instead of all that extra weight out there. Now, we already know why, one of the reasons why I'm upgrading the pressure washer. The other reason is because in order for this foam cannon to work properly, Chemical Guy says you need to have at least 800 PSI and 2.0 gallons recommended per minute of flow, okay? So this pressure washer produces, actually it's about 1100 PSI. I've seen the videos on it. I've seen the gauges hooked up to it, and I've actually seen them do this. So I know that this machine produces a working load of about 1100 PSI. Remember, this is a peak number. And it produces about 2 gallons per minute of flow, which is perfect for this foam cannon. So we're going to be doing a video on, we'll show you how we're going to set it all up. We'll show you the difference between the two machines flowing, the foam results that we get, and then we're going to show you this machine in action. So we're going to show you the Greenworks machine in action, and then we're going to show you the active machine in action, set up with all the QDs and all of that. So that video will be forthcoming very shortly. You'll have to bear with me. I'm still waiting on the Uberflex hose and the QDs to come. Once that comes in, then I will go ahead and I will do the video, the foam cannon video, and show you this little machine in action. This is an awesome machine. I've seen the reviews. Now, there's another machine. It's called the Cat. It's the Cat. It's branded for Caterpillar, but it's the same exact machine as this one. It's just got different branding on it. So we're going to show you the whole setup using the Chemical Guys snow foam, because that's what I use. And we're going to show you, we have one of those ones that hooks up to the garden hose and just gives you the pressure from the garden hose. We'll show you that. Then we'll show you the Greenworks, and then we'll show you the active, all together in the same video, and let you see the difference in the foam that's produced. Okay, be on the lookout for that. It's coming soon. Until then, thanks for watching the video.